What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Joshua. Get this. Anthony Joshua states that he was let down by his corner in the Alexander Usyk defeat. Britain lost the heavyweight titles, of course, to the Ukrainian. The rematch is scheduled for August 20th in Saudi Arabia. And Anthony Joshua has came out and he has said that he was let down by his corner when he lost his world heavyweight titles to Alexander Usyk. He said there was a lot going on in the corner and that didn't help. Joshua said ahead of the rematch in Saudi Arabia on August 20th. A corner is like a pit stop. So too many voices at once is definitely not good for anybody, not just me. Joshua believes that he was winning the fight even though he was outfought and ultimately outclassed by the smaller Usyk rather than being urged to increase the intensity of his work in the last rounds. Joshua said the instructions from his corner was more like double jab, right, left hook. It wasn't like take the fight to this fucker. Listen, you're losing the fight. No, a trainer needs to tap into the psychological aspect. Sometimes you need to tell your fighter that, yeah, we're losing a world championship fight. Rob McCracken trained Joshua when he won the Olympic gold in 2012 and thought his entire professional career. They parted ways after the defeat to Usyk. Joshua stressed his respect for McCracken. He says he knows what he's doing. He's a very good coach and all that they achieved together, but he agreed that there were too many voices that were trying to advise him against Usyk. One of the trainers, John Clayton, kept telling him wrongly that he was boxing beautifully and dominating the bout. When asked if he really believed he was winning the fight against Usyk, Joshua said, "I swear I thought I was. I thought I was looking like Muhammad Ali in there," but he was quick to add that. He said, "I'm not blaming anyone by saying that, but I didn't get any impression that I was losing the fight. I thought we were well in. That's why when they announced Usyk's name, I was like, huh? Let me counterpunch." Listen, this is exactly what I've been saying for the last 6-7 months, okay? Anthony Joshua was fooled. Anthony Joshua was deceived. He wasn't let down. He was deceived. He was lied to. So if in his mind, lied to means let down, sure. But I think he was just deceived. I think it was too many people getting money from AJ and they didn't care about what was really the fuck going on in that fight. And then if they thought Anthony Joshua was winning that fight, they shouldn't be in his corner anyway. Okay? You know, so it's crazy because you have guys like AJ thinking he was doing well. And I heard while, in that corner, beautiful, beautiful, brilliant, AJ. And you kept hearing that shit. You're like, damn, what's brilliant about it? His fucking eyes closing. What are you talking about? He's getting beat up. He's getting outworked. Every punch Joshua threw, Alexander Usyk threw and landed 2 bars. Okay? So it wasn't the fact that he was winning. He was landing some pretty decent shots, but they weren't shots that was crippling Usyk because he was so much bigger and stronger. No. Usyk took that shit, sucked it up, and landed double of what AJ put out. It was almost reminding me of Mike Tyson when Mike was fighting Evander Holyfield. Mike would hit him with 2, Evander would come back with 5. And that's exactly what Usyk was doing. And he just closed the deal in the 12th round. And showed like who's boss, showed that he was still stronger, showed he still had a gas tank, showed you what true championship pedigree was made of. Okay, that's exactly what happened in that fight. Okay, for these guys telling him you were doing well, it was wrong for them to do so. So I totally agree with AJ. He needs somebody that's going to tell him, hey, I think you're losing this fucking thing. Go for it. Okay? Now, it is a such thing of going too far or doing too much when you don't have to, getting too greedy. But that wasn't AJ. AJ needed that. And see, that's what I think he hired Robert Garcia for, because he's seen tapes of Robert getting in that ass of Maidana and Mikey Garcia and all these other guys that he trained. Why? Because he knows that he ain't going to fuck around. He knows that he's just not going to kiss his ass and tell him everything's okay just because he's getting that dollar bills, y'all. Okay? That's why a lot of people, that's why these trainers were doing that. Now, here's the problem, though. If he said there were too many voices, okay? He said there were too many voices trying to advise him against Usyk. Well, what the fuck do you think Fernandez and Roberto Garcia are going to do? They better be saying the same shit. Because obviously that tells him, and it tells me, and it should tell everybody else that AJ can only do one thing at a time. Don't tell him to do this and don't tell him to do that, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Because he's saying there was too many voices. Well, maybe somebody was telling him the right thing. Maybe Fernandez was. And then someone else was telling him the wrong thing, like you said Clayton was. Joby Clayton was. Saying brilliant. Yeah, the only brilliant thing was he was getting outworked by the other guy, but you don't come in there saying brilliant. Yeah, unless you was just trying to be facetious. You know what I'm saying? Or condescending. Brilliant, AJ. You know, that's different than brilliant. You done well, mate. That's different. Okay, he was led astray by his own damn corner. So now he's picking that up. That's why that first interview with, Joshua saying I'm done with fucking losing and all this, that, and the other. I think he was trying to just put the pieces together and figure out what the fuck happened. And I do believe AJ, he thought he was winning, but he thought he was winning based on what his corner was telling him. They deceived that man. And Rob and Joby had to go. Why? Because if Rob knew he was losing, he should have spoke up and told Joby Clayton to shut the fuck up. Like, shut up. Don't say that again. That's not fucking brilliant. That's not what we're going to say. Right? We're going to try to tell him something to, fight, to win this fight. And they were telling him some bullshit that was not working. Okay? And it almost cost them the fight by TKO, honestly, because Usyk was coming on. Now, the interesting thing is, can Usyk change gears? And if he can, oh my God, and Joshua can't handle that pressure, this is going to be like Andy Ruiz, Joshua 1 2.0, okay? But I do agree with AJ. He needed somebody new that's not going to BS him in the corner. You guys tell me what you think of Anthony Joshua saying that his corner let him down. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.